Right, got your check shirt on today. Great.
Yeah, no, sure. Do you find it really helps with mindfulness practice?
Yeah, it's great. And the franchise, the Mindfulness check shirt franchise, is really
Do we have this
booming.
in the merch store yet? We should probably put it in the merch store.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we
mindfulness
should.
shirt. It definitely
Yeah,
helps. I think it makes a big difference. I'm
it
much more
does.
mindful when I'm wearing chair.
It does.
Oh, hang on. Hang on, there's people here.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. Do you actually want a video this week? Maybe.
okay. Well,
They look like they're ready for something.
oh, okay. Well, we better do something then.
Okay, sure. Better get to it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, where were we?
Well, that's right. Jen and Sherelle summary from the week. Okay, we better do something about that.
So, yeah, if you want the video, I guess just click here.
Yeah.
So, happy April Fools, being 1st of April around the world, and of course we've got a feedback video for you this week.
That's right.
And our final one for this run of the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lots of interesting insights, of course, from this week. And some of the learners have been saying they've been finding, still skeptical about the benefits and so on.
I think that's a good thing to do, to be
Yeah.
skeptical and to really sort of question things.
A healthy skepticism. And it's interesting to look, when we're sitting down to practice, are we actually really practicing mindfulness, or are we sitting down going, come on, where are the benefits? Give me the benefits. Am I experiencing anything yet? And what we're actually doing is not really focusing on the mindfulness. We're sort of constantly comparing, criticizing our experience.
With the mind kind of in the future or caught up in judgments and evaluations about what's happening rather than actually practicing mindfulness.
Yeah, and so skepticism in a funny kind of way can get in the way because we're got this constant comparing, critical kind of attitude of mind that's filtering through the whole practice.
It's a paradox, isn't it? Because all the research does suggest that there are benefits. I mean, there's certainly a lot of research now showing that. And a lot of people come to mindfulness wanting to get something from it, to be less stressed or more productive or to help with their mental health or whatever it is. But we almost actually have to let go of that to actually practice mindfulness so that we're not in the future or not comparing what's happening now with then. And it's a very interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and so lots of interesting things that people have noticed: ruminating less, freedom to decide better over actions, sleep's improving,
feeling more alert. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
so it's a whole range of things that learners are noticing.
And some notice that once they've established a meditation practice, when they don't meditate, they feel different. They bump or drop things, according to one learner, or perhaps just feel a little bit more stressed or distracted. And that's a good thing to notice, I think. Once you reach that tipping point and there's some momentum in the practice, to take a day off, the day is just not quite as good.
Yeah. It's an interesting question that came up about meditation's a process of transcending the mind or going beyond the mind, but how will mindfulness help in that since we keep observing the mind and its workings?
Yes, that's a good question, isn't it?
It is.
And little question, not a very profound one.
Yeah, so in a sense the transcending of the mind, if it depends on what we mean by that. If for example, we mean that the mind becomes very quiescent, and
you might want to define quiescent.
Yeah,
for me at least.
It stops, thinking and talking or doing its usual thing. Then we might have a sense of very deep and profound stillness. There can still be a sense of very deep and profound stillness, even though the mind still presents a thought here and a thought there. And there's a kind of total sense of standing back and awareness of the thought without any involvement in it at all. So a kind of total non-attachment. And if we mean by that, there's a kind of we're not affected by the mind, even though the mind might think. And in mindfulness, we do notice if thoughts arise. We're not necessarily going with the thoughts, but we're in a sense totally standing back and impartial to the thoughts.
And recognizing that they're just things that are happening in the mind, and perhaps we're not our thoughts.
Yeah.
The way I like to meditate these days, I really love those choiceless awareness practices. And I just like to sort of stop, just sit and not try to control anything and allow everything to be as it is. And then I just get really interested, what is it that's aware right now? Sort of turning the awareness back on itself. And that's I don't know if I'd call it transcending anything, but that's certainly a very interesting experience and quite an interesting inquiry as well. I love that one. Yeah.
And it's certainly, for mindfulness, not about being in the mind all the time, although we do develop the capacity to choose which thoughts to give attention to and which ones to leave alone.
Yes.
I mean, the mind doesn't become a totally redundant piece of instrument or anything. It's but something we can use better as an instrument.
What do they say? A very good tool, but not such a good master, perhaps.
Yeah.
The mind. Yeah. Mindful eating was really popular too, as people continued exploring informal practice.
Yeah.
And there were some really good sort of comments about, really enjoying things more, whether it was just a meal or eating a chocolate and really enjoying that. Really savouring food, at least the first mouthful or the last mouthful, if not the whole meal.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. And of course, mindful eating is, broadly speaking, it really includes noticing the signals the body's giving us. Are we actually hungry, or are we eating because we're stressed or emotional, and learning to distinguish those things just by paying attention.
Yeah.
To savour each mouthful, perhaps to notice the effect that the food has on us afterwards, so that we can start to notice if we're eating things that are actually good for our bodies. So it's quite a broad topic, really.
Yeah. And if we're doing a mindful eating meditation, as it were, taking one grape and taking a whole hour over it, for example. That's not a kind of a usual form of eating. And we can eat mindfully, but it doesn't have to be slow like that.
Yeah.
Taking forever to chew something. So we can be eating mindfully, which means to taste the food, to experience the experience of eating. But it doesn't have to be slow.
Yeah.
In fact, if we've got the idea that being mindful means always being slow, then we're going to miss the point. Of an elite athlete who's working, incredible precision and speed on the court.
Yeah.
But they're doing it very mindfully, but the attention's so...
Yeah, or a Formula One driver or a professional skydiver, I imagine, is probably pretty in the moment as well.
Yeah, imagine a Formula One driver said, I took up mindfulness and I don't get out of second gear these days. It's like, I don't think that's going to go down well with
So the mindful eating practice in this course was like an exercise or even an eating meditation. But perhaps we want to just think about bringing 5 or 10% more mindfulness to all of our meals, just to perhaps savour them, notice what signals the body's giving us, doing things like that.
And movement as well.
Mindful movement, anything that we do can be a mindfulness practice. We can either do it unmindfully or mindfully.
Yeah.
And so, and things like moving around, because we spend so much of our day moving, eating, doing things like that. So to bring some mindfulness to that, which just means to pay attention and fully engage in that activity, it's a great way of practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
Maybe not get so injured as well on the sporting field if we're actually paying attention.
Yeah.
And what about emotions? A lot of questions around that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, noticing that this is not easy. I mean, it's the principles are simple, but it's not easy. And even if we're just aware of the impact of holding on, we're more aware of the presence of non-acceptance. Even if we don't feel like we're fully accepting, that's all right. We can still bring, paradoxically, acceptance to the fact that there's non-acceptance.
Yes.
It's just noticing resistance, and it's just like being gentle with that. So, and especially with things that are deeply entrenched, it takes time.
Yeah.
And if we're just becoming more aware of what's currently there and how it may not always be serving us well, then that's a sign of progress.
But just learning to recognise and sit with emotions, I think, is also such a powerful thing, isn't it?
Especially in something like bereavement.
Well, that's the black belt mindfulness challenge right there, isn't it? I mean, strong emotions like that are super hard just to be with.
Yeah.
But if we maybe practice with the the less intense emotions, just learning to sit with it as a felt experience in the body, to notice and let go of the stories that go along with it, so that we're not just getting stuck in that emotion. I think that's a pretty healthy way to be with an emotion.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then, of course, continuing post-course. I mean, this being the week 4 and final feedback video of this particular run of the course, a lot of learners are sort of noting, this is just the beginning of a journey, really. It's certainly not, mindfulness, tick, okay, done that, what's the next course? This is very much the beginning of what, I don't know about you, but I think this is a lifelong path, isn't it?
Yes.
And so learners were asking for some tips for maintaining that practice.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a bunch of things, and there's a very good, in step 4.13, there's lots of great tips there. But
so just like there's some downloadable tips, aren't there?
Yeah,
that people could use to maintain
Yeah.
and establish a practice.
Joining with a group or connecting with friends who practice this helps to keep it in the forefront of our mind.
So just Googling that, perhaps finding a group in your local community.
Some great
like that.
apps, you know.
Excellent apps around now.
Yeah, so Headspace, Smiling Mind, for example.
Calm, 10% happier.
Yeah. And the regularity. Get into the regularity of a practice. And obviously you can taper it according to your day and etc. But
it's scalable, isn't it? I mean, it might be a 20-minute meditation, or it might just be, you know, a few commas here and there throughout a really busy day. I guess any practice is good.
Yeah. And remembering the benefits of practice that we've actually noted, but also remembering the cost of being unmindful.
Yes.
You know, just keep that in the forefront of our mind. Is that what we want more of in our lives? I suspect not.
Yeah. Prioritising time. I mean, obviously, you know, once we get busy and we get that amygdala hijack happening, the prefrontal cortex turns off, and all those healthy habits like sleep and eating well and drinking water kind of go out the window, and meditation tends to go with them. So just making sure that we prioritise that. There's that meditator joke that everybody should meditate for 20 minutes a day unless they're too busy, in which case they should meditate for an hour, right?
Yeah.
So I think particularly on those busy days, you know, starting the day, I like to try to start my day with some meditation if I know I'm going to have a big one. So that helps too. Yeah.
And of course, we've got the next run of the Mindfulness Wellbeing and Peak Performance course coming up.
Yep, that starts 1st of July. So this course starts again in July. And our follow-up course, Maintaining a Mindful Life, that starts on the 29th of April.
That'd be a great follow-on.
Definitely. And so if you want to sort of continue to have access to the materials in this course, you might want to think about upgrading. Please feel and please let people know as well if you've enjoyed this course. Tell your friends, tell your family, share it on social media, just so other people can find their way to doing it, because hopefully, you know, this mindfulness thing might continue to spread.
Yeah. And thanks, Richard. Thanks for everything, and thanks to the wonderful team behind the scenes. Jen and Sherelle have been providing the mentoring, and Kat and Rowan and Adrian, all the fantastic team here at Monash and the team at FutureLearn.
Beautiful. Love your shirt, by the way.
It's great too. Where'd you get yours?
Oh, from the Mindfulness store.
Did you?
Yeah, the Mindfulness shirt from the Mindfulness store.
Oh, great. Yeah. Everybody should have one.
Everybody should.